Hey, what's up, guys? Rain here. Um, oh, I am just mentally mentally drained. It's been over a week now that I've been in Ukraine. And the weird thing is, like, yeah, today, I'm feeling a little mentally drained and stuff, but overall, my experience here has been a total roller coaster. But also, all at the same time, I feel more at peace and calm here than I do back at home. But that's a whole different topic, I think. Um, so let's just back up to me starting this trip, getting to Ukraine, and some of the first things that happened when I got here, and everything that led to today. So, the a lot of people ask, how did I come to have this opportunity? Who told me about it? Why am I here? Stuff like that. I went to a protest down in Denver on October 18th. That was for the No Kings protest. I ran into an individual there who happens to do some volunteer work in Ukraine. And he saw me in my full tactical gear and press, badges everywhere, and asked me, "Have you ever thought about going to Ukraine?" My initial thought was that maybe he was a recruiter or something for the Legion, just looking to get some more troops and stuff. And I wasn't really sure what his intentions were. But I responded with oh, kind of. Because I have had this thought of going to Ukraine to serve with the Legion or the military in some capacity to do this work. But a lot of people have told me not necessarily to do that right now, and offering a bunch of different reasons. But I entertained this idea of, okay, well, I don't know who this person is who's asking me, but let's just see where this goes. So I said, yeah, kind of. So he hands me his card. Cool, look at it. Turns out he is with a volunteer group. And we briefly spoke at the protest, decided to get on a call a few days later so that I could understand a little bit more about who this person was and what they do in Ukraine. So we had that call. I asked several questions about what it would take to get into Ukraine, what that process looks like, how much money I might need while I'm here, what's the cost of living like in Ukraine, stuff like that. Answered every question that I needed there, provided plenty of information for me to validate that he was who he said he was. Cool. Next time I got paid, bought plane tickets. So in about a 4-week period of talking with this person, I flew to Ukraine. It's my first realistically international travel that I've ever done. I had a 12-hour layover in Munich where I had the opportunity to go out and explore the city there. Very beautiful city. From there, I went to Rzeszów in Poland, where I spent the night in a really nice hostel where I actually had a single room. Wasn't Wasn't anything too fancy. Spent the night. Got up the next morning, walked around, took some pictures and stuff of the architecture, grabbed all of my stuff, walked down to the train station, or the bus station actually, where I got on a bus and headed to Medyka, which is in eastern Poland and is the border city with Ukraine. Got there, got off the bus. My contact here in Ukraine greeted me as I came off the bus. He was waiting for another individual who was working on getting a vehicle brought into the country for use with a medical unit. And so we hung out there, ended up meeting up with the individual about 30 minutes later or so, got the vehicle, crossed the border into Ukraine, which took us probably about 30-45 minutes total. There's multiple stages, and each stage has a line, and my video light is going in and out, which is not great, but whatever. So we get over the border and stuff, head to Lviv. I start to get kind of comfortable, set up my room, and my contact gets a phone call from somebody looking for some help. They have a group of individuals who need somewhere to stay, some change of clothes, some food, water, stuff like that. And he's trying to figure out what he can do to help and stuff like that. And they say it's going to be a couple hours before they get there. So I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, I saw a hookah bar down the street that I know how to that I can figure out how to get to. I've kind of got a mental map of the area a little bit now. I'm going to go hang out there for a couple hours, and then I'll be back. Is there anything like do you need me to stay, help out, whatever? No? Okay, cool. So, I head out. Great hookah, great drinks. This little place, it's in a basement of a building. Enjoyed my hookah, all the fun stuff. Came back, and I walk in to the place that we're staying. There's a whole bunch of people. You have a group of individuals who were from another country who had come here to find work. You had some people with that were teaching with tutors and stuff, and you have someone who works in some capacity with the military. I'm not sure exactly what his role is. Give me a second. There's going to be a break in the video. I need to follow up with somebody who just messaged me. All right, guys. I'm back. So we're currently under a air raid alert in a lot of the region, actually. But that was my contact. He was just, or one of my contacts that I've made here. He was just letting me know to look at the map because it has changed. Yeah, I mean, tonight may get very interesting, very quick. So we will see what happens. Yeah. So what happened that night in the first night here was there was a group of individuals that had come over with the expectation that they were going to be working a construction. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted because I keep hearing a similar sound to what the UAVs sound like. I'm just trying to figure out if that's what it is. So anyways, turns out that these individuals were promised construction jobs here in Ukraine. And when they got over, their passports were taken, and they were basically shoved into some military processing. And then a lot of other things happened that right now things are a little too dynamic for me to go into, as they're still kind of trying to investigate some of this and stuff like that. But, it's just an unfortunate thing that does appear to be happening here. And at some point, like I said, I will definitely have some more information for you on all of that. And then, after that, I got my primary contact here got reached out to by the person that we were helping with get the vehicle across the border for, and they had another vehicle that they needed to get from Lviv to the east for use on medical missions in the east of Ukraine. So they weren't able to arrange for anybody else to do this. And so I was asked if I would be willing to drive it, because previously I had offered, like, hey, if you just need somebody to drive a vehicle, like, I'm happy to do that. So ended up working out, drove the vehicle across the country, a country that I'd never been to, and that was brand new. And we go across the country to Kharkiv. A bunch of shit hits the fan on the original mission and everything that was planned there. So, sorry, I'm just looking at the map. We end up deciding to head back to Ternopil. We had a vehicle breakdown, and we're currently waiting on some repairs for that. But we are also, I've got some other stuff coming up later this week, and then I'll be going home. And God, there's just been so much going on, and there's so much information that right now, like, I can't share with you. But just stay tuned. Eventually it'll come out. The other thing is, like, there's a bunch of individuals here in Ukraine who are operating humanitarian aid organizations who are just stealing the aid and selling it somewhere else, and like just a ton of like corruption in the volunteer spaces, and it's just sad. So that's another thing that I'll have some more information on at a later date. If we end up getting attacked tonight where I'm at, there will definitely be some video of that coming out. My phone is blowing up right now for alerts from the various chats that I'm in that give us an idea of where these threats currently are. Here, I'm just gonna show you guys a little bit about what's going on. Let me turn off one of these layers because they're not super helpful at the moment. So this is the current map of Ukraine and all of the air raid alerts. As you can see, like, the whole eastern portion of Ukraine is lit up in red here. And just various, sorry, this thing is in my way on the screen of seeing what I'm doing. Various threats, we've got drones and stuff. Over here is, this could be like GPS guided bombs. The yellow, these are explosions that have been reported in various cities. So yeah, it's bound to be an interesting night. And, a lot of this comes as a retaliatory strike from Russia after Ukraine carried out an attack a handful of miles outside of Moscow last night. So we've been kind of anticipating this being a thing, and it does look like that it's now underway. But like I said, stay tuned for more videos. I'm working on finding my journalistic voice right now, so bear with me on some of the production value here. But got to a point where talking with some people, and they're like, you just need to start doing something. You just need to start making some videos, getting something out. Don't just wait around to have everything. Just start doing. So, thank you for the encouragement from those individuals. So this will be the first real video. I might go back and put together some of the other content that I've gotten together in the first couple days. But thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button if you want to. And yeah, I will keep you guys up to date as I'm able to.